Hi guys, so I thought I'd come on and do the button keyring tutorial which was requested by Dawn at craftyroom. So this is the finished keyrings. I don't know if I'm going to add beads to this one, but I might. But what I advise is you put something on the end of your strings, and it can be any kind of wheel you like, as long as it fits through your buttons and stuff and your beads. But I would put something on the end there, like glue or whatever. I kind of put nail polish at the bottom of mine, thinking that it would help, but I don't know if it will. And it kind of just helps make it so that it doesn't all come apart when you try to put it through the holes. So yeah, so that's what I do. But this one, you can see it's kind of thingy a wee bit at the end there, so hopefully it stays together. If it doesn't, then I'll just cut that bit off and make a new bit. Then what I do is I get my keyring, I try and get the ends as close together as I can so they're kind of the same length. Sorry about my computer making loads of noise if it's too noisy, but it's kind of warm. And then I get my keyring, and it's just a split keyring, you know, one of the keyrings that's got the split. And the last time I kind of done it and it was there, but I'm going to try and get it at this bit. So basically you fold your string in half, get your loop, put it through here, grab it, and then you want to get your other two string and loop it through, put it through the loop even, and then just kind of judge where you want your thing to be. So I'll just put mine here and just pull like that. And your string can be however long you want. I've got it this length now because I'll end up cutting it at the end. Then you grab your buttons that you want. You know, you can put any type of buttons you like on there, big buttons, small buttons, whatever. I tend to just, oh no, I've just dropped one, but that's alright. I tend to just grab a bunch. And I'm dropping like loads of them. Yay! Fun, fun, fun. I get to pick these all up later. So I just tend to grab a bunch. I like to do it small though. I don't want like big chunky keyring. You could do a big chunky keyring, do it all big buttons, but I'm going to do it kind of smallish because I've got loads of small buttons to use. So yeah. Sorry if I sound a bit quiet today, guys. I'm not having a great day today. So yeah, but I wanted to get this done for you guys. I tend to kind of start either big or small at the top. Let me see if I can find that kind of keyring. So I try to keep them normally kind of the same size, but you can do like small and then kind of make them a bit bigger, or you can do like a big one and make them smaller or whatever. So I'm just going to randomly grab a few buttons that I like the look of, or even I don't like the look of, because you don't really see them once they're on the keyring anyway. See, I kind of sorted these out the other day with colours that I liked, so I'm trying to kind of look and see what I've done with those, because like I was kind of sorting them out with rainbow type colours and stuff like that, but yeah, just get on with it. You just pick one up and just, so all you do is pick up your button and put your thread through, and I tend to do like ones, I don't know, I'll show you. So I tend to like grab a hole, that didn't sound right, but I tend to like put it through, if it goes through, it's hard to kind of show you this, but I tend to put it through. Okay, right, I can't do it that far, guys. I need to look at it because my eyes are really bad, so I really need to look and see what I'm doing. So I tend to put it through like that, and then what I do is I grab, you know, the one opposite it, diagonal. If it's 4 holes, then I get it through the diagonal hole, and I put the other string through the diagonal to what that is. So I would put it through this one like that, because that's diagonal. So, and then just thread it up grab another button. It's up to you if you want to go with a colour theme or just do random colours. I'm thinking I'll just do random colours. And I tend to try and make, see, like buttons like this that are kind of ribbed at the top, and you know it's got a wee bump. I tend to try and make the rib bit at the top. So I put the, if I done it in that one, no, not really, but I tend to put the, I try to put the rib bit, if I remember, like the string through that side first, so I put the rib bit up first. I don't even know if that's the right word to call it, but I put that bit up, facing up, before I put my string through. It just kind of gives it a bit more, you know, I don't know, but I do it that way anyway. I just thread them through. And if you want to do this, you can kind of like, to put your beads on, but you need kind of beads with big holes that are big enough to put the two in, the two threads, and I tend to like twist my thread and just squeeze the bead in. So you could even do like a button, a bead, a button, a bead, a button, a bead. I've not tried it that way because like the beads I've got at the moment aren't really that great, and they're kind of really small holes. So I tend to just no do that, because like the beads I've got left, I need to get some beads. Once I've used up my other beads, I need to get better beads. So yeah, that's what you do, is you just continue going down like that. And it's quite therapeutic as well. I like it because it's quite relaxing, especially if you're just watching TV, you know. I'll grab another yellow. Well, maybe not that one because I like the look of that one. I might use that in an art journal or whatever. So yeah, I would tend to do it with buttons that you don't really like the look of. You know, so like if you've got pattern buttons and stuff like that, like this one, I don't know how well you'll see it, but this has got like a kind of, you can't really see that well, can you? You can kind of see it, it's got like a kind of pattern on there. No, you're not seeing it. What other example can I show you? Like this, for example, I don't like the look of this because it's got writing on it, so I wouldn't use it unless I was doing like a navy page. So I would use that one here because you're not going to see it anyway. I'm trying to find other, like these type of buttons. They would get used in the button keyring because, like this one here's got a kind of pattern that you probably don't see that well either. You can kind of see it in the middle, it's got like a wee bit of a pattern in there. I would use that in an art journal page, so I wouldn't use that on here. But like any buttons I've got that are like writing on them, I'll use them on the key rings. And I've got quite a few of them. It was a pack I bought and it was like buttons with like writing and stuff on them. And then the wee tiny buttons as well, I'd probably use most of them for these key rings as well because, you know, they're just kind of, I've got hundreds of them, so I'm trying to find other kind of buttons that I would say that I would keep for journals that I've got like patterns and stuff on them that I like the look of. But anyway, that's what I would suggest, just doing like, so this is going to be a random one because I'm going to use up some of these buttons on here that's got writing on them. So yeah, that's what you do, is you just, it's easy enough. You just put your string through, get your other string, put it in the opposite diagonal hole. You can, I suppose you could do it like side by side, but I like to do it like in that way, it looks better, you know. So diagonal, I don't really know how it would work if you done the side by side. Oh, I need to fix this because it's a bit twisted there. So yeah, that's what I would do, and I'm flying buttons everywhere. And then the ones obviously with two holes you just stick through normally, but the ones before I tend to do it like diagonal, but the ones with two you can't really do that, so I just put them through the holes like so. I know I'm not doing a very good job at showing you this, but it's hard to because I need to keep it close to myself as well because my eyesight's getting pretty bad. So I need to see what I'm doing, and sometimes you might do it and your string will go all wonky like that, so you just straighten it out, it'll be fine. And just pull your buttons up, put on another button, and that's what you do. You just keep adding the buttons until you think that it's long enough and you're happy with it. You know, you're happy with the design. You can do a big button, small button, big button, small button, all the way up. Make like patterns with it. It's entirely up to you, just have fun with it, and they're easy enough to make. All you need is buttons. See, like, so this is a pattern that's going on here, and I'm not really intentionally doing a pattern, but you can see it's forming a pattern. Here's this wee tiny one on here. See? And then I'll put the big one on. So yeah, I would use up buttons that you don't really like the look of, that you know you're not going to use in a project. So like, I know I'm not going to use the ones with writing on it. I know it would be cool for projects, you know, like texture wise and stuff like that, but no. So look, because I've done a wee button, it's kind of like this now, so if I really wanted to, I could put another wee tiny button on there. And then, so I've put nail polish on the ends of this string, and it's actually working really well, so I'm going to do that in the future. But I'll probably be chopping the ends off, because they're starting to look a bit grubby though, because I'm like touching them all the time. They're starting to get a bit dirty looking as well, so I'll probably chop the ends off at the ends, and then maybe if I wanted to, I'll maybe add more glitter to it at the end, nail polish, to tie it and make it look cool. But at the moment it's starting to look a bit grubby, so I'll know. See that? I'll just put this button on as well. But it's helping keep it together anyway. But you could use glue as well. A lot of people like put the thread in their mouth to do it that way, but it's not very hygienic, especially if you're giving it away as a gift. So I wouldn't suggest that. If you're planning giving it as a gift, I would use glue or something like that. So there you go. So there's my little one. Give me a second, I'll pause and see if I can find a bead that will fit it, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I found this little bead. It should be good enough. The hole seems big enough, so it should be alright. So then what I do is I get both ends of the string and kind of twist them a wee bit together so that they're together, and then put my fingers right to the end, and then try and thread it through. Let's see if you can see it. Try and... okay, it's not working. I think you can maybe do it with a needle as well, but right, hang on guys, I'm sorry, I know that I'm trying to do it on camera so you can see, but I might need to do it off camera so I can fit it through. And then you just push till it comes through, stick your bead on like so. Then you get your two strings. If you want you can add more buttons, but at the moment I'm just going to leave that as is, because I just don't want them too chunky. I quite like leaving them kind of small, because it's, you know, a lot of people actually use them as key rings and add them onto their keys. Well, I'm using mine as a key ring. So you can either do it like so and just tie it this way, so you get the two threads together like that, and then make a loop. Try and get it right to the end of your button though, your bead kinda, and then just try and push it down so it's close to the bead. Tie it like that. So there you go, so it's tied. And then just to be safe, I tend to do another knot, so you can do another knot like that again. Just put your two strings together, tie it around your finger, put the things through, loop them through, and I'm not doing very good with this tutorial, but I'm trying guys. So you just put it through like that, grab the 2 strings, grab your knot, so I'm trying to show this so I can show you, and kind of push it up so it's close to the top. And then if you want, you can just add another one by tying it, or you can do this with the actual bead, but I tend to do the 2s. And you can just tie it like that, just tie it as a normal knot with the 2 strings, pull it through and tie it like that. Do a couple more if you want, but that should be enough to hold it. Just 2 or 3 knots should be enough just to hold it so it doesn't all come unravelled. Tie it off, and if you really want to, like I done the other day, I like put just beads, buttons through each one string. I just like tied the buttons up that way, so you can do it that way if you like, but I wasn't too keen on it, so I gave it to my neighbour, but I liked it, but I prefer them when they're like on the string. So, but if you want, you can put like single beads on these ropes, or your buttons on them, or you can just leave it hanging, and then you just, if you really want it close up, you can. If you want a big tassel bit hanging down, you can. And there's Puppy want to investigate. Don't stick your nose in the scissors, girl. So I'll just leave a wee bit of string like that hanging down, but as you can see, you can make it really short. And then I put like a, what do you call the beads, spacer bead at the bottom to try and keep it all thingy. But you can, you know, you can make it really short if you like, or you can make a bit dangly like that. And there you go, there's my little keyring, button keyring. Honestly, see this cat eating plastic. She keeps eating all my plastic bags. I knew she's eating my envelope. Stop it! Come on, get down. Stop eating stuff. Go and eat your dinner if you're hungry. So there you go, guys. This is the finished product. I hope it helps, Dawn. I tried to show you as best as I could, but I'm not having a great day today, so yeah. So I hope that helps. I'm phoning the dentist tomorrow to I'll bring these up and show you myself. I look a mess. I look a mess because I've been lying napping and stuff. Now I haven't brushed my hair yet. I went for a nappy earlier, but this side of my face is killing me. I've got bad toothache. Like my friend Michelle says it looks swollen, and my neighbour says it looks swollen as well, so I don't know if it is or not. That's the problem when you've got a big face. Anyway, as you can find it hard when it's swollen. But yeah, I think it may be, my wisdom tooth may have become infected. So, like the last time I was there, the dentist is like, oh, make sure you keep an eye on that back tooth, that wisdom tooth, make sure you brush it and all that. And I have been brushing it, but obviously not enough. And I think it's finally became infected. So, yeah. Fun. And it's been sore for about a week or two. And I'm getting to the stage I'm starting to get earache. I'm not wanting this to be a complaining video, but I'm getting to the stage I'm starting to get earache as well on this side of my face. So I'm thinking it might be all related, and I'm feeling pretty rubbish. I'm feeling tired and stuff, so I may have a wee infection and I may need to go and get antibiotics. So I need to go to the dentist tomorrow and I get it checked out. So anyway guys, I will speak to you all soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know if the tutorial helped you and if you found it useful. And yeah, so I'm going to chill out. I'm going to watch some TV I think now, or maybe catch up on some YouTube videos and make some more of these I think, because I've got 50 of these keyring things to use up. 50 of these. Wait. These keyring, something just popped in, I don't know what it was. I don't know. Did you see that? I don't know what that was. But anyway, I will speak to you soon. Bye guys, thanks for watching.